What's going on, Mr. RapNerd? And just by now, if you're in to the movie industry and that's your thing, you saw the article yesterday about the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery and what they plan to do, and people they have in place, who's leaving, blah 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 blah. And specifically, they had a lot of talk about DC in these articles on Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, and I think it's one more, but they're all official, and they're just talking about details of what David Vlasfla, I probably butchered this, I'm just calling him David, but what his plans are with things. And I finally got, I kind of been thinking about it, and I think I can kind of articulate how I feel about it, or just what I'm looking at it. And I want to preface this by saying that everything in these articles are being said by sources close to David. They don't, know for sure what he said, but this is supposedly what is being said. But honestly, and I tweeted it, I don't really know how to take this article. Like, I don't know how to take it. It's like very contradictory, but yeah, it's extremely contradictory, for lack of a better term. I don't get it. They're saying stuff like, the DC brand looks kind of a mess, and like they want a cohesive plan and somebody who can shape the universe. In a sense, being like like Kevin Feige in MCU, right? But then in the same article, they say that they want to keep doing special things like the Batman, Joker specifically. Those two movies were the ones really mentioned as far as, our tour and artistic direction. They want that, but they also want $1 billion Aquaman movies and a clear plan. And in my head, I'm just like, this doesn't really sound like you know what you want. Right now, when it comes to DC, it's more so me just watching whatever they have coming out. Because like a lot of people, I don't know what's going on. The Flash seems to be, the rebooting the universe. It's pretty clear that they're not going to restore Snyder's universe. I just feel like they're not, and I would love it. Don't get me wrong, but that ship in my head is sailed. I'm not putting my eggs in that basket. I'll say that. So I don't really know what they want to do, bro. And again, I'm not one of those people. I'm a huge Snyder fan, but I'm not one of these people who just think it's the Snyderverse or nothing. I'm not like that. I love DC, I love these characters, but all I want them to do is formulate some type of plan. Like what are we doing? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? That's the whole issue with these things now. Like, it seems like it's just retreading the same waters of what happened when Snyder was there. They tried to bring a guy that they thought was like Kevin Feige to fix things. You know what I'm saying? They brought Jeff Johns in. Oh, he's a comic writer, so he can fix things. But comic writers don't make movies. They don't write movies. It's two different things. So I'm really curious, because honestly, like Walter Hamada, I mean, he's done an okay job since coming in. Okay, and literally like okay. I think a lot of the movies he's had have not been flat out successes. I mean, he's credited for Aquaman, but I don't really think he had anything to do with that. He just came in at the time when Juan was making the movie, and he's worked with Juan before, so it's kind of like you're gonna get that credit for somebody you know. But if you look at his track record, everything after Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, he didn't have anything to do with the Joker, so that doesn't count. As a matter of fact, he tried to stop it, so he doesn't have anything to do with what other movies? The Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 84. None of those movies did great across the board. Like, the Suicide Squad definitely was, critic score was good. Shazam's critic score was good. Birds of Prey critic score was good, but if you look at the financial aspect of all of those movies, they either all bombed or didn't make much money. So it's like he's still in the air with it too. Like, what are we doing exactly? The Batman has been the only one that's been like a clear-cut win. You know what I mean? So, and even that, the Batman isn't even gonna make more money than Wonder Woman. That don't make sense. But you know why? It's because it's HBO Max 5-day release. There is no reason why the Batman should be digital so quickly. I'm sorry. I love the movie, But that shit should not be hitting digital until May at the earliest. So what the 45-day window does is it makes people go, that was a great movie, but I'm just going to wait till April to see it again. And it just kills the replay value. So they really, really need to get rid of people. And to talk about that aspect, the digital aspect, that's why they're getting rid of, Ann Sarnoff and Jason Keillor, because they screwed up. They're going to screw WB 2 years in a row. Last year, they probably lost at minimum $1 billion with the day-and-day release. And this year, they're going to lose even more money with the 45-day release. Because there are going to be a lot of movies that people are just like, I'll wait till HBO Max. It releases on HBO Max. It's not smart. So, what DC has to do, man, the one good thing I did see about the article, it was saying it was thinking about making DC its own studio as well as the Harry Potter movies, which I think they should. You need to have different people running that, because you cannot approach these DC films with the same aspect with non-DC films. You just can't do that. They work differently, More money gets pumped into comic books because the return is greater, so you need to have a studio specifically for that. And if they want to copy Marvel, they need to copy Marvel with that. Marvel Studios is its own thing with its own head, somebody working there. They need to do that for DC. They don't need to have Toby Emmerich over that, because he doesn't know what to do. The dude is literally he's very responsive, as we've seen with a lot of things. He doesn't need to be over that, because he's part of the reason why the shit is screwed up now. So they need to make it its own studio. Again, Toby is very reactionary. He don't need to be anywhere near comic book movies at all, because he's in enough shit as it is. But if Warner Bros. Wants to copy Marvel, do it like that. And speaking of copying Marvel, this is one thing they keep screwing up. They keep looking at Marvel and they just want to they just want to be a carbon copy of that, opposed to actually looking at what made Marvel this successful. Because if they did that, they could understand what they need to do, which is it's pretty clear cut what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, Warner Brothers is a director-driven studio. They hire auteurs. I still think Warner Brothers makes the best films, period. When it comes to all genres, Warner Brothers to me is still the best home studio, because they focused on the artistic nature of crafting films. So with that being said, that needs to be their approach to these DC movies. Give the auteurs, let them do what they want to do. Fuck the connected universe. And if you want to do the connected universe, you might need to I don't know, do it like how you okay. So if you want to connect the universe, you have to bring somebody in there that can put the plan out there, because I think it can be done. Because this is the thing about DC and why I think they could, end up being more successful than Marvel, because you can have a timeline of where you're trying to head to, but still give the directors the chance to do what they want to do. It's either that or just make a bunch of standalone films and you don't need them to be weaved together. But where we've gone, we've already started the universe that's continuing, but yet you're trying to undo it and But anyway, I got a little sidetracked. DC needs to fight back and create their success by handing these films to auteur directors and creating good shit. Let a director get 3 films to make a timeline of movies. You know what I'm saying? That's what Zach was doing with the 5-part series, just a DC series that's just straight through, and you can do something else. You're gonna win, and you're gonna be able to put up a fight by doing these kind of movies like this that Marvel can't do. Marvel can't make a Joker. Marvel can't make the Batman. Marvel can't make a Birds of Prey. Marvel can't make a Suicide Squad. They can't do it. That's the only way you're gonna be able to go toe-to-toe to them. Stop trying to copy them. We don't need I keep seeing this term thrown around, a Kevin Feige-like character to lead this, to spearhead the films. We don't need a Kevin Feige. We don't need an assembly line full of films that all feel similar, because that's what Kevin Feige is. But for Marvel, it works because a lot of the characters that they use are B, C-list characters that nobody really gave a shit about before bringing them to the movies. You know what I'm saying? You can do that with these C characters. If the Avengers were not at the top of the list with popularity before Marvel Studios roll them out. But DC, I mean, you have legendary characters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, the fucking Green Lantern, which we haven't seen a movie since 2011. Not even to mention. You have a lot of legendary characters that have their own worlds. Justice League Dark, Constantine, Vixen, the whole Milestone. Like, you have worlds that can be created and make their own franchise, like what Reeves is doing with the Batman. There's a whole Batman universe he can make because he's the head of that universe. Take that route if you want to do something. And if you just want to all of a sudden have him make a Justice League movie, do it. But it needs to be some type of like plan in place as to what's going on so people aren't in the dark. I'm just really weary about what direction they're going to take. And it makes me think about why all these movies got pushed back a year. You know what I'm saying? Like all these movies getting pushed back. Shazam getting pushed up. So that and Black Adam are in the same world. So and then everything else is like next year. So I'm like, and those movies getting pushed back are part of what Hamada was creating. I don't know what the fuck it was, but what he was creating. So I'm like, are you gonna reboot it totally and just start from scratch with a new crew? Which is, I mean, at this point, it seems like this is what needs to happen. Like, I don't even know if the Flash movie is just gonna completely reboot it and wipe the slate clean. But at this point, it's like they honestly need to do that. James Wan already said that he don't do 3 movies because he gets bored. Wonder Woman 3, who the hell knows? I don't know. I mean, who knows? But I don't know. The future of DC is really hazy to me. Besides, like, besides what Reeves is doing, I feel like they like Gunn. So I feel like those two are doing whatever the hell they're doing. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a really big debacle, and I guess all we can do is just wait until the merger happens to see where this person goes and that person goes. But if they want to bring somebody in, I feel like they need to have somebody who is equally a movie producer and actually knows or wants to understand DC as a property, because that's what's going to make the difference. That's why Feige is where he is, because he understands the material and the movie side of it, because you can't have one or the other. You can't have a guy that's just known for comics trying to run a movie studio. It doesn't work. You can't, and the way WB has done it, they've had both. They have just executives who don't give a shit about these properties run this thing, and then they brought a comic book dude who doesn't know shit about the movie business, and both of them failed. So you need to combine that too. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Jim Lee as one of the people and having like a movie producer by his side to navigate through the movie world to see how things should work. But you need somebody who's level-headed though, man, like, and not so egotistical and ready to throw shit away because they want a paycheck, or want to be in charge like Jeff Johns wanted to be. He wanted to be like in control of everything, so to such a level he was an asshole. You don't need that either. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm happy that they're kind of wiping the slate clean or what. I don't know, but we shall see. Let me know what you think in the comments. How did you take this article? Like I said, it just left me even more confused as to what the future is. It didn't really clarify anything. It wasn't really much of what I wanted to hear, but it was stuff that I wanted to hear, because again, WB has been in just some shit the past 2 years. But let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.